Yeah, it says we're live. I know we're early, but
Yep, we went live. Just shut up on my phone.
cool. So today I have Calvin here with me. He's going to help me do a little video here in a moment. Kind of show the bottom. He has not seen the bottom of this printer yet.
I literally just walked in here 5 minutes ago. Didn't even watch last night's stream, so this is going to be fun.
I purposely have not shown him the printer yet because there's some things I need to take care of. First off, remember this little switch here? Nothing touches it. See the wheel back there?
Yeah.
It's touching it, but it's not making it click.
That's a horrible idea to use the wheel number 1 because you're not going to have great accuracy.
It's not going to work that way. Let's just face it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm going to release it from there. I'm going to move it on top. I'm making an executive decision here. So by moving it there, and that echo's killing me, man. That is so annoying. But what can I do? I want to show some really good stuff here in a moment. Okay, so is it even clicking? I don't think it is.
No.
Nope, it's hitting that little bracket. So I got to figure out how in the world I'm going to get that to click.
Okay, well, here's the problem. It's sitting too high.
I know that.
Well, okay, Einstein.
Duh.
We're already off to a great start, guys. Here, I'm setting the phone down there.
I'm trying to figure out how in the world I'm going to get that thing to touch the frame itself.
Okay, I know this isn't the best solution, but you could literally just solder a piece of wire onto that so it hits it and then it triggers it. I know you love that idea, but
you know what? Let's try. See even if I move it that way, it's not going to work. How about if I? No, that would be stupid. That'd be so stupid. Of course, that didn't work.
What's up, Aaron, Teresa,
Aaron?
Vince? Be happy that you guys are not sitting here with me cringing the whole time.
Let's go ahead and try that back there, and I'm just going to angle that up. I just want to check something. No, this ain't going to work. It clicked. Oh, gosh. What's touching now?
The frame.
Okay, it is the frame touching it. So I literally had to angle it up at an angle for that to catch the frame. And look how much of it's sticking up above the frame. Not much.
I mean, if it triggers, it triggers. That's all that matters.
If I do it flat down,
yeah, it doesn't work.
It would go right over the top of it.
Make sure that stays tight, though, because if it doesn't, it's not going to trigger.
Oh, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine, Calvin. Because I got other things to show you here.
I'm already...
Are you ready for this?
Sure. I'm already cringing. How much worse can it... Oh, my gosh.
Okay. So you want to bring the camera? You want to hand me the camera?
Yeah. I'll hand you the laggy echo machine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the mouse for you.
Okay, go ahead and trigger this thing. Let's get things triggered here. So right now we are looking at the power supply, and we're looking at these fantastic wires that are coming out, which I've got to side with Practical Printing on this. That's pretty light wiring when you consider it comes over here. And it goes to that top connector right there. That's the wires that are powering this entire board, including these much thicker bed wires that are nearly twice the thickness that are attached to the lug that's right there beside it.
Okay, I will chime in that technically they are within the amp rating, but I do agree it's a little bit iffy.
Normally you don't have smaller wires feeding larger wires.
No.
Now, has it been determined whether this is 12 volt or 24 volt?
Not sure. Hey, we can use the pocket to figure that out.
Yeah, we could, or you can just grab your multimeter here in a little bit. We'll check it here in a little bit. Anyway, that is that portion of it. And of course, you can see we've got an extra connector right here, which I'm pretty sure is going to be for if you put a auto bed leveler on it, a BL Touch or something like that, I think. Because none of these wires are attached to anything on the board. I'm guessing they would replace the end stop wires here. That's my guess. So this one will control the bed. This one's going to be for the extruder. And this one is to yet be determined. And as you can see, there's no fan for cooling the board.
It's all passive.
There's no fan in this whatsoever.
That's actually pretty common now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting some wires together. You want to go ahead and toggle it back over?
Sure thing.
Let's go ahead and just lay that one down over there so I don't have to hear it. Yeah, it is for a BL Touch. Cool. Thank you for confirming that. Now, Mr. Calvin.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and start out first with these magnificent wires here.
Actually, those look pretty decent.
These are decent. I'm not knocking nothing. I'm not knocking nothing, man.
Those are standard LCD wires, so good there.
Calm yourself down, man. It's all good.
I'm not feeling good. I'm already getting worked up. This isn't good.
Okay, well, I got a flashlight over there. I'm going to need your help with that, if you don't mind. Oh, God. Why?
Oh, serial killer glasses?
Yeah, serial killer glasses time. It's time to...
Okay, everybody, if you find Jimmy, send $1.
Dude, this is going to become a meme somewhere on Twitter.
You want to know what Tracy called me when I sent her the photo of me wearing her glasses?
The Unabomber?
No, that's what a friend of mine said. You said I look like your perverted son.
This is what happens when you get old. You end up with bifocals.
You and my dad can join that club.
Okay, so this is one, and this one up here is one. I can actually read the wire, the stuff on the labels. The stinking what do you call it? The imprinted on the board.
Uh-huh.
You can actually read it when I have these glasses on. It's amazing.
It's all good, Lightspeed. Don't worry about it. I've been working my tail off, so it's all good.
Okay, so yeah, and then EXP2 goes from there to
Somewhere up there.
there. Move that tremendous wire that's feeding this board. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. I'm really trying not to be. I'm trying.
Okay, to be perfectly honest, I have some 12 gauge wire hidden somewhere I can loan you for this.
Okay. Z, I'm guessing that's going to be the end stop for right here. Okay. This is going to be for the extruder, which is going to be, no, I'm an idiot. It's going to be up there.
Oh boy.
There we go.
Already off to a great start.
Calm yourself down, boy. Calm yourself down. Okay, so the Z will be over here. And the Y goes where? Y is for...
Y is right here.
Yeah, but I'm going to have to attach that one to the end stop, right? That wire is way too short to go there.
Can you just pull it through the opening?
I have to cut the little zip tie that's right here. Because that Z, let's see. Okay, that's for this, which once again is too short. That's for the, oh, let's see, Z. Z is going to be up there. Okay, so we can still come through that for the Z. The Y end stop, that's the Y, right?
Yeah.
The Y end stop wire is going to have to come out of this little hole that it's in, get untangled from the rest of the wires, so I can run it out the backside. There's Teresa when I need her.
Oh, you're missing the chat right now, dude. It is going off. It's hilarious.
Are they triggered yet?
Yes, they're saying that you look like Bono and I look like the Edge, and then Curtis is in there saying I need a haircut, which I do not. And then
I got a haircut, so I'm safe.
Teresa's saying bets on which color the magic smoke will be, and Carissa's saying red like Jimmy, and Teresa's going for blue. I'm gonna run and grab my fire extinguisher.
I can't put this wire through the hole that's in the side here because it's too small for it. So I'm just gonna have it laying outside the case here, and just pray that there's enough clearance between that and the table so it doesn't cut the wire in half.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay, X.
That's going to be up here.
I would say I would defer to a wiring diagram if there were one.
Oh, there isn't?
I am not even joking, dude.
Oh my gosh.
You really have not watched the live stream for the last few days, have you?
I told you I haven't because I've not been feeling
Well,
very
so
good.
you're getting blessed with this one.
Jimmy's really blessing me today. I can just feel the blessing showering upon me. Guess that's what I get.
No, I'm not joking. There is no wiring diagram for this machine.
You're kidding me. And
I have searched everywhere for the wiring diagram. There is none.
I guess this is what I get for spending my time watching Jim Baker documentaries, not watching your live streams.
Why in the world would you watch Jim Baker documentaries?
Because it's really interesting.
You know what happened to him, right?
I know full well. No, the reason why I find it interesting is because I'm always trying to figure out why people fall for all that stuff, so I don't fall for it myself. There, done.
You can tell I never wear these things.
Yeah, I can tell.
But I can see a lot better when I'm looking at this stuff, except for when I look at the distance and I'm looking through the bifocal. Okay. Why?
Why?
That's what the question I ask myself every single day. Why?
The Y motor?
Oh, I put that on the Z spot, didn't I?
Here, so you don't.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that back through the hole there. And we'll feed that right there.
I'll take the Z for you.
And then the Z, come out the top. There you go. Oh, it's not long enough.
You gotta route it around the foot.
It's barely long enough.
No, I'm not starting my own mega church. All right, I'm good.
Okay. So we got that. That looks decent. Now you do realize that I more than likely am going to have to put some kind of a cooling fan on there. I'm more than likely going to have to switch that over to a external MOSFET.
Yeah.
Because me and the other Tevo have history.
You don't say. And this, I love just this wire dangling all out here. It looks great.
Not the dirty works. I can take those off. There we go. I can see distance fine. It's just up close. I can't read to save my neck.
We need Grandma in here because Grandma's actually nearsighted. So, the two of you would complement each other really well.
Keep it up, Calvin. Keep it up.
Being honest.
Keep it up, Calvin. Keep it up.
Wakes up tomorrow morning and finds my car tire slashed.
Right?
Did Uncle Steve cut my tire last night? Because
he went home. It's not him.
Tommy cut my tire last night?
Nope. He's not here either. It's me.
All bad. No. It's all the cat's fault.
Right. I'd totally take excitement.
He's dying to sell me some fresh tires for my car. We'll put it that way. Not that I don't need them.
Okay, so now there's a reason why I'm not zip tying that just yet.
Boy. Yeah, thanks, Teresa. I'm really going to sleep well tonight with that statement.
Okay, so let's move that right there.
What?
It fell off. This is wonderful, man. You can't make this stuff up. Stop it.
Don't worry, I'm only sending it to Danielle to say, this is what I got roped into.
Oh, Danielle. Oh, well, that case is perfect. Fine. I want that down. There. Right there. There we go. Okay. Are you ready for fireworks? I mean, the moment of truth?
Do you want to wait 2 minutes for me to get my safety gear just in case?
Why? That's not fun. That takes all the fun out of it, man.
Wait, 1 second. I forgot something important.
Well, the electronics aren't back there.
Who cares? I'm gonna hold on to another one just in case. How you guys like my ball? Yep.
They're insured for one year, so we ready?
Ready. Yeah, make sure it's all in the shot just in case it goes poof.
Of course, I'm waiting for a fan to start. There's no fan to start.
You see what the LCD says?
Yeah, it's lit up, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lit. Oh, it's working. Do you want me to start warming it up?
Actually, I want you to just home it.
Oh boy.
Actually, you know what? Before you home it, let's take that off that Z stop. Okay, go ahead and home it.
Screen isn't doing anything.
What do you mean it's not doing anything?
You hear that? I'm clicking the button. It's not responding.
What's it say on the screen?
Tarantula Pro ready. It's got the temperatures.
Does it actually show a temperature?
Yeah, it's showing 25 and 26, so that means it's registering the temperature, which is about accurate.
Well, power it off, power it back on.
All right. For all we know, you might have accidentally hooked up the wires to the LCD backwards.
Might have.
But we're gonna try. Yeah, it turned on.
Yeah, we got a hairy ball in the shot. Still nothing?
Still nothing.
Okay, so let's go ahead and kill it. Let's double check our wires.
That, or you got one with the dud encoder, which is possible.
It's possible. Or it could have just messed things up.
I'm not calling shots just yet. Here, I'll hold the light for you.
EX2, EX1, EX1, EX2.
Are they actually labeled on the board as well?
Yeah,
oh,
it says EX2 up here. Let's try to reconnect. Reconnect.
Yeah, Lightspeed in California, in California you can still own a car, but they're making it harder and harder because they suck out here. So.
Now I looked all over this power supply. I don't see a spot to change it from
110 to 220.
Right.
It's probably auto detecting.
Okay, well, everything lit up there.
It's a 24-volt power supply.
I'm not seeing.
They're pushing the button.
How about if you hit the reset button? You have to hold the reset?
Let me see if I have another LCD that we could plug in really quick to test.
Oh, you just push harder.
Oh, fail.
I just didn't push hard enough, man.
I'm sorry.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Let's see. I want to prepare. Oh, you gotta push that sucker hard, man.
I don't like that. I was pushing it normally.
Auto home.
Ready to yank power.
I don't care. Let's see what the sucker does. Get that?
Yeah.
What's that?
That's normal. That's just the motor's at stall current. The VREF probably just has not been adjusted. There's a disable motors function. Repair.
There, quit. Oh, I see. That thing got pushed in too far. There, that's better. That's better. Probably because it got set down on it once or twice.
That wasn't me.
Okay, so we're going to move the Z. Move it 10 millimeters. Let's move it up to about what? 180?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let's move it to 200.
What's up, printer noob?
Well, I guess I don't need these after all now.
Oh boy. This just keeps getting more and more fun.
Well, at least it's working.
Yeah, no, and hey, that's the big thing. As you always say, does the machine function? And yes, it does.
That's half the battle.
Yeah. Doesn't
The
excuse
rest of the battle is everything else, but
yeah.
that's half the battle.
Good point.
Not yet.
You know,
Oh, there's 2 of them on there.
Two of them?
Ooh. There's 2 layers of protection on there. They double bag.
You should try just printing straight out the glass with some glue stick. I hear that actually works really, really well.
What glass?
I mean, on the aluminum that's there.
I put the Tarantula build plate. You see this? Look at this. They upped their game, man.
Big tech?
Yep. They upped their game right there.
Why it has holes in it, though?
For the holes right here.
Yeah, I understand, but that means that you technically can't print over that without a raft. Do not like.
I was checking to see if I'm going to get myself electrocuted here by touching that. So far, nothing. I don't even feel a buzz yet. Oh, yeah. Let's get out that meter. Let's find out if it's 12 volt or 24
It's 24 volt. It said it on the side of the thing.
So that's the reason why they're getting by with the smaller wires.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. Like I said, it looks.
So the bed is a 12 volt bed?
It's probably 24 volt.
No, it can't be 24 volt. Not with that. But as big as wires as this is, it's got to be 12 volt. Right?
Well, let's turn the bed on and probe it.
You can probe things here in a moment. Hang on, let me. First thing I need is I need to heat this thing up.
Okay, are you gonna heat the bed up while you're at it?
That's what I'm gonna try doing right now.
All right.
Hang on. So we're gonna go to prepare. Reheat PLA. Reheat PLA. This little fan's not turning. Come, the little fan's not turning.
The wires are probably plugged in wrong. Because technically because the side, the part cool. Okay, guys, here's what's up. The part cooling fans are turning on. The actual hot end cooling stand is not. Something.
Oh yeah, it actually is on now.
Oh no.
Yeah, it just came on.
Well, now it's going. So why are the side fans running?
I don't know. You got me.
I'm so triggered right now. It's not even funny.
See there?
Oh yeah, no. It's going now.
Blowing hard too, man. So the reason why we're heating this up is because remember last night when I put that in? I remember one little flaw with that. If I go ahead and I'll just poke that into the hot end to the nozzle, what's going to happen is I'm going to have a bunch of plastic coming out, oozing everywhere because it's not seated against that tube. What I have to do is I have to loosen this nozzle a little bit, back it out a turn or so, put the tube in, and then seat it against the tubing. That way it'll make a seal on it. That's what the whole thing's about. Okay. You want to back probe? Mister, I want to probe everything.
Oh, just give me time.
That was all I was probing.
Yeah. You know I'm going to that Area 51 raid, right?
Dude, don't even. You're lying. Don't even start that. That's still not coming out. That 180 is should be coming out. So
wait, it has their sealing compound on it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I'm not making this up, all right? I'm not.
Oh God.
I'm not being a jerk. I'm just being honest. Because you do know I am on Twitter, so I see these things. Try heating it up to the. Does it have? Oh, it didn't like you doing that because it cooled it too much.
So I'm just gonna have to
ooze plastic everywhere. Yeah, probe it.
That didn't like me putting that on there because I just cooled everything off too fast.
Yeah. Does it have an ABS setting?
Yeah, it does.
Do it to that so it give it a few minutes to heat soak. Not that you should be printing ABS on this thing, but
it says I can.
Yes, Calvin, just because it says you can doesn't mean you should. Just because it's on Facebook doesn't mean it's real.
Right.
Oh gosh. Yeah, Teresa, hire a tank. That'd actually be pretty fun. I think there are places in Las Vegas that let you do that.
It's heating back up. It just didn't like me doing that.
Yeah.
I could just push it in there and try it, but you and I both know what's going to end up happening.
Oh yeah, it's gonna leak everywhere. No, I think the reason why they did that is because they know people don't know what they're doing.
Stupid.
So they figure it's better to seal it than to actually just do it the right way, because you know. So at this point, what is your impressions on this thing? 5-star being the greatest kit you've ever put together, 1-star being terrible. Overall, where are you rating it at?
If it had better instructions,
I'm just talking as is, not hypothetical. I'm talking as is.
given the instructions that I had to work with, I mean, everything fit.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Everything fit the way it should. Everything went together. But if you include the documentation along with it, I would have to give it more like about a 3. That's probably not the worst one out there, but it's by far not the best one.
I mean,
The other thing is the fact it doesn't even have the paperwork for the documentation for the wiring.
That's just inexcusable.
To me, that's where the pro portion of this comes in, because honestly, if you're not a pro, you're gonna be hard pressed to get this assembled on the first try. You're gonna be just hunting and pecking.
Yeah, Teresa, I'm with you on that. Honestly, yeah. Now here's my.
Teresa's been here for the last 3 streams. She knows what's been going on.
And honestly, I think you're being a little. Okay, here's my 2 cents. Just coming in, seeing it as it is right now. Here's where I draw the line. Tevo is not new to the 3D printer market. In my opinion, it's totally inexcusable that they have terrible instructions that aren't even easy to come by, and you pretty much have to contact customer support to get if you're lucky. That to me is where I draw the line.
Thing is, you were here when we did the Tevo Flash.
Yeah.
That printer went together flawlessly the first time. The only issue we had was with that stupid BL Touch, which I am still not a fan of auto leveling. I'm just not.
Yeah, I know.
You know, fault me for it. I don't care. I'm not a fan of auto leveling. If it's a huge printer, sure. But for a smaller printer like this, I'm not a fan.
No.
And if it wasn't for the auto level on that one, it would have been a piece of cake.
Yeah.
I would have given that one like a 5-star, because that thing is that's a very good printer. You used it.
I've used it extensively.
And I tell you for a fact, he printed a bunch of stuff for his peeps at school.
And they were asking what it came off of.
Right. And they were blown away with the print quality of it.
Yeah.
Great printer. Go forward, what, a year?
Mm-hmm.
You know, here we are back to a kit printer. I don't know if maybe the Pro comes in 2 versions. Maybe it comes in a kit. Maybe it comes in a 90%. I don't know.
Honestly, I mean, here's where I draw the line, though, because Tevo is...
Yeah, it is a solidly constructed printer. I like the build quality of it as far as it feels rigid. It does not have any wiggle to it.
It doesn't feel chintzy.
Right. I mean, I have to say, from a frame standpoint, the way everything went together, I like it. To me, probably the wiring is probably the biggest issue, and the documentation. If the documentation was better and they documented the wiring, I think we get a whole lot better marks on assembly.
Yeah, and honestly, like I was trying to say, though, my main grumble is Tevo's not new to this market.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the first time that Tevo has... you want the camera?
I just kill it.
All right. It's killed.
Cool.
I mean, it's not... This isn't Tevo's first...
No, it's not. It's still alive.
Well, now I turned it off.
Well, it's not turned off. You got to hang up.
Sorry, I didn't want to kill the stream. No, what I was going to say, the problem with it is this isn't their first time building a kit printer. So the fact that, you know, they came out with something that could have been a really nice machine for the budget market and then totally fell on their face with documentation, that to me just speaks to laziness.
Yeah.
That's just pure laziness. And I think part of the problem boils back to the people buying it. People go, oh my gosh, that's such a good deal. They'll cut the company a lot of slack, when in reality they should be saying, yeah, I get it. It's a cheap machine, but can we spend $10 extra to have better documentation included, please? You know, this is 2019. We can do a little better. This isn't, you know, the early days of the rep rap movement. So
It's not coming off.
no, it's not. Ron, it was the Tevo flash. It was Jimmy's flash. The reason why I borrowed it is because there was the girl that had moved into the room next to mine, and I would have used my Ultimaker, but that thing is stupidly loud. So I borrowed the flash because it has the TNMC silent drivers on it, and it's very quiet. And that thing was running almost 24 hours a day, cranking out prints for myself and fellow classmates, like right up until our project final, because the school didn't have enough resources for us to use, despite charging us heaps, scads, and oodles for, you know, going there. So yeah, that's why.
I hate this.
Stupid.
I want to make sure I don't hurt any wires or anything. I got to hold that heat block enough to get that stupid nozzle out. I just need to loosen up a turn or two. Okay, right now it's going to end up happening. I'm just going to keep going until I break the nozzle throat.
Yeah, don't.
Well, now that it's heated up that much, let's go ahead and insert it. Maybe I can push it really hard. Oh, you know what I can do? Ah, never mind. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Idiot. Yes, I am. I'll just loosen that a little quarter of a turn or so. I'll stick it in there like that.
The one thing that frustrates me about not being able to...
I'm an idiot.
One thing that frustrates me about not being able to remove the nozzle, though, is if you get a bad clog in there or something, what do? Buy a whole new carriage assembly?
Well, we can always use a blowtorch.
We do have an oxy rig outside.
Yeah. Okay. So that works. That thing, by the way, is hot.
Yeah, I'll bet. How hot is it?
It's so hot.
Oh my gosh, like hotter than us in this room right now.
It's pretty hot in here, isn't it?
It is.
I'd say turn on the air conditioner, but I think that would probably drown out every bit of noise that's not in here that we make.
Yeah. I'd say open the door, but then all the cats and chickens and other stuff will come running in.
Okay, so let's go ahead and unplug that. Did you ever back probe it?
Nope.
How are the viewers going to know?
Yeah, we'll figure it out later.
Okay. So now that I've got over my being an idiot.
Do you have a file sliced for this?
Nope.
You want me to get my laptop so we can do that?
Sure.
I'll be back in a minute. I'll come up with some great...
Well, I can just make one right here. I've got my...
Right. You got stinking Kira, I forgot.
Here's the greatest of all time, man. Don't
Not
knock it till you try it.
Not 4 point whatever they're running right now.
Nope, I use 3 point something.
Yeah.
I don't use the 4 point whatever.
I use 2.6.6 for the MOI, and it works great.
All I gotta do is just plug in the profile for a regular Tarantula, and it should be just fine, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's technically no real difference. You can use the profile for really any machine as long as you change the build size, and then you can always tweak everything later.
What what is the build size of this?
I don't know. Did it say it in the documentation?
What documentation?
That's the joke.
You want to know what documentation came with?
Yeah, it came with the corrupted card. Oh, cool!
That's the documentation that came in the box.
Wow. Let me just try that QR code really fast. Let's turn it on to see if it can...
It probably takes you to the Facebook group.
Oh, my phone won't auto-detect it. Well, that sucks.
There we go. Looks great.
I'll bet you it's 220 by 220 by 260.
Well, I don't trust any of these 512 cards. I just don't.
235 by 235 by 250.
Shrink that. Shrink that. Put a Cura 3.6.0 because it's the stable one.
Thank you, other AA Ron, for that information.
What is it?
235 by 235 by 250. I like it how he puts it in inches too, which is really nice of him.
He did that just for you.
I feel so loved, other AA Ron. Thank you so much.
Other AA Ron?
Yes, because it's not the AA Ron, it's another AA Ron. He's trying to mooch off his coolness.
No, actually, me and him just had a conversation a little bit ago. Remember that day when we were over at that donut shop in Santa Cruz? And I was talking to the guy on Facebook.
Oh, it's that guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
In fact, we were just talking just before to turn on the live stream.
Oh, nice. You're a cool guy, there, AA Ron.
Yeah, he is. Good guy.
Good guy.
So, settings. Since I don't have a... Well, actually, no, I got for the Black Widow. Why do I have it for a Black Widow? I don't have no Black Widow.
Yeah, just
When
modify
did I
that
set
one.
up one for a Black Widow?
Modify that profile.
When did I set up one for a Black Widow? I never set up one for a Black Widow. What the?
Yeah, just modify that.
Profile. Draft. Printer. I want to manage printers. Change settings. What was it again?
235 by 235 by 250.
Hang on, let me grab my keyboard here. 235 by 235 by what?
250.
250. And then take all. Why does it have all these print head settings? I'm going to take all those out.
That's for if you're doing one at a time printing.
Marlin, heated bed, an extruder. It's a 0.4. It's not giving me a what size filament on this one. Oh yeah. I want to. It doesn't let me change the settings for the name. That sucks. But I get a feeling we're going to make a mistake for keeping that as a Black Widow. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter, I guess. Layer height 0.2, initial 0.3, wall thickness 1.2, 1.2, 1.2, bottom of 1.2. Infill density, we're going to just do that as 10. Zigzag, infill layer thickness is a 0.2. Frame temperature is 210. Initial frame temperature should be 210. Actually, no, it's 205. 210 is a little bit on the hot side. So hot. Final frame temperature 205. Build plate temperature 65. Flow 100%. Initial flow rate 100%. Oh, initial flow rate should be 110. Traction distance 6.5. That sounds about right. Speed should be 35 millimeters per second. Traction minimum travel should be 5 millimeters. Nozzle switch retraction. There's no nozzle switch. Why am I even seeing this?
You can always remove that later.
I just put them to 0.
I'll go there.
Print speed. Let's go 60. Outer wall speed. Let's go 40.
400. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I know, right?
Woo, that was fast.
Travel speed 90. Initial layer speed 25. Foaming mode all. Z hop and retracted. 0.50. Yeah, fan speed 100 on layer 2. Minimum layer cool time 10. We don't need support. We're going to do it with a skirt because that's how we roll in California.
With my kilt.
Skirt count 3 millimeters away from the print. Dual extrusion. There is none on this one. Experimental. I'm not going to worry about it. And then under my printer settings,
you got 175 and 04.
Right, and that's because I have that one in from the marketplace.
Yeah.
Because Cura has this little flaw that it holds the 2.75 or 2.85.
Yeah.
Even though you set it all, it will still default back to the 2.75 because of the Ultimaker. So you put this in there, and that makes sure that it defaults to 1.75.
Wow, great work there, guys.
It's not their well, it is their fault.
It's their fault. Well, I mean, technically, Cura was originally written for the Ultimaker, but now it's just become the standalone slicer. It's more or less a community build. Do a Benchy.
Wow, that's right, because my hard drive crashed. I don't have any benchies on here.
Do a Benchy, dude. You need to keep Daniel Murray happy, so you bench.
Oh, well, I do Cura.
My
brain's fried. Thingiverse.
You need me to play your brain for the rest
Isn't
of
that what they call one of those boxes on stinking? What is it? Something of Marty?
I have no clue.
Yeah. The crank box and the other box and Thingiverse.
Okay, go up to the search. Okay, good job. Benchy.
God of 3D printing.
No, it's Benchy. It's BNCHY.
Oh, okay. I was being all fancy about it.
No.
Benchy.
Oh, there we go.
What the?
I actually did a giant version of the Jungle Boat. It turned out really sweet. It'd be under creative tools.
Why? How can they do this to Daniel? How can they do this to the god of 3D printing and just bump him as if he's not even on here?
It's
Where's
under
that?
Give me the mouse.
It should be up here at the top. It's like the most downloaded Benchy ever. You know what? Go to the filter and change it by makes. Filter it by makes. It's got to be at the top. There it is.
It's the create. Oh yeah, that's the remix.
I don't want a remix.
There's the OG.
That's right. I want the OG version.
That's the Creative Tools one. 3D Benchy. Coming in hot. Don't forget you need to level the bed.
Why did all of a sudden the fence quit?
It's because it probably shut itself down with whoops, I accidentally downloaded like 3 Benchy. Sorry about that.
What kind of witchcraft is that?
What?
You didn't open the file.
No, I drag and drop like a normal person. I do it all the time in this magical thing called
unable to slice due to some per model settings. The following settings have errors.
Oh.
Nozzle switch prime speed.
I'll get rid of it. I'll get rid of those.
Don't just zoom. I guess you do. Oh, because the A20 and the A10. Oh. Okay. And now when we go over to those, now those will be gone. That's the thing that sucks about it.
Oh.
Are you slicing?
Trying to get it to do it, but it won't. Let's see if I can reload the model.
Did you delete the model?
No, I just reloaded it.
Unable to slice.
Oh, it doesn't like it.
Prime speed, nozzle switch retraction speed, nozzle switch retract speed. Do you see any of that?
No.
I should just make a new profile.
Just make a new profile. I really should have just gone and gotten my laptop.
Well, go ahead, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Yeah, if you want to use Cura, I'll let you use Cura. So nice.
Oh, here we go. Dual extrusion.
And check that.
All that off.
Now, yeah, reload it.
Your build plate, open file, Vinci.
Can you see what's going on in the chat? Because
There.
we've totally abandoned.
Unable to slice due to some per model settings. What the? What's in here that's got it all messed up?
I'm gonna go get my laptop. This is getting ridiculous. I'll be back in a minute. Go engage in the chat. I think you've abandoned them for too long. You're doing a Calvin.
I'm confused. What's wrong with it? What kind of evil sorcery is this? Let's see, let's clear the build plate. Actually, you know what? Let's just go settings. Profile, no. Configure, no, we gotta go printer, add printer. Let's go to the old OG version here. Other, there should be a Tevo something or other in here. Tarantula. And then we're just going to say Pro. Add printer. There we go. And it's, yeah, that fixed a lot of stuff, it looks like. Okay, so layer height is going to be a 0.2. No, I don't want that as a fine. I want it as a normal, just as draft. There we go. So thickness. We're just going to do is a 0.8, so print fast. And infill 10. Zigzag. 205. Print 205. Final. I could cheat a little bit here. I'll just go 195 so it'll look nicer at the end of it. Build plate temperature 65. Flow 100. Where'd my flow go? Where'd it go? It was just there. Oh, there it is. 100. 110 for initial layer. Traction, sure. 35. 5mm minimum. Print speed 60. Outer wall speed 40. Travel speed 90. Calvin's going to try showing me up now because he started his computer up and he was walking this way.
Don't worry. I mean, you're all slice of backup file. How about that?
Skirt, because that's how we roll in California.
Oh, dear.
Ask Calvin, he'll tell you all about it.
You do know I'm part Irish, right?
Oh, God. So you do wear a skirt?
I've never worn a kilt yet.
I can tell you for a fact I've never worn a skirt, neither will I ever wear a skirt. You don't even have to say a yet with me.
Are you part Irish?
Yeah. No, really? You think I might be? Just a wee bit of Irish?
Maybe just a tiny bit, you know.
I don't wear no skirt.
Given, you know, given the fact that you have reddish hair for one.
Okay, I'm saving it to the file. That file is saved. Let's see, which way does it go? Okay. I need to get over this so I can see what in the world I'm doing because I can't see anything. I'm just poking at the hole.
Wow. That totally did not come. Have you checked the chat yet at all?
No, I have not.
Oh boy, I'm gonna do it for you because you're failing at this. Sorry guys, Jimmy is being a jerk and not reading the chat, so I am here instead. There. Oh.
Got the porn going on now, man. We got the porn going on now, man.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. What? Yeah, they roasting me.
Oh yeah. Teresa's saying all kinds of nice things in the chat right now.
Sweet. You know you're my favorite, Teresa. You know that's right. At least I pronounce your name correctly, and I don't call you Teresa. Just remember that whenever you go to nail me in the chat. Just remember that. I'm the one that calls you by your correct name, not by your made-up name. For Calvin.
Gosh.
Just saying. Yeah.
Mister, I'm not checking the chat. That fake tack.
Yeah, I think I got a bubble under it too.
Good work.
At least I got it set up on the corner there.
All right, I've got my profile ready to go if you need a backup.
Want to hand me some isopropyl alcohol? I actually don't have to worry about isopropyl alcohol just yet, because what I need to do is I need to level the bed.
I keep telling you.
You know what I need to do to level the bed, don't you? I need a piece of paper.
No, you need a feeler gauge, sir.
You know what? You can suck it.
That's how I trigger Jimmy back, as I say he needs to use a feeler gauge, and he gets all hot into the collar. I don't need to stick a feeler gauge. No, never. Oh. Teresa says only little Angus says her name right.
Damn.
Thank God this is not my chat that's going down in. 5 years later.
Where's my mute button at?
I don't know.
Where's my mute button at? There it is. There. Don't want anybody to ever hear what I said on that one.
Oh, I think I hear your mom coming out of the grave right now to smack you.
Cut myself too.
Yep, that was your mom.
Probably gonna die from Chinesium poison.
That's your mom's gonna get me at you.
Whack myself, man.
Telling you.
Whacked myself.
Telling you.
Okay, good enough. So now I got that leveled. Now I can go ahead and disable steppers. Okay. Should I use this card because it feels like it's got coating on it?
Yeah, it'd be fine. The point is you're just using something to set the height, and I have a 3D Benchy file for you right there. All ready to go.
Good enough. Please. Get that right. Let's do this one more time. Too loose. Too loose. That right. That right. What, Calvin?
Nothing. Because you're not reading the chat. There's all kinds of good stuff going on down there.
Did they read my lips?
No, even better.
Uh-oh.
Teresa's saying, feeler gauge. Feeler gauge, you monster! And your buddy, your other AA Ron buddy who you were talking to earlier says, tell him, Calvin, like, yep.
Okay.
He says to use a feeler gauge, too.
Now I need some filament.
There's your file.
I already got my file on here. You want to use your file?
Okay.
Because it's so much better than my file.
Yes.
It's got simplified 3D on it.
Probably better.
It's so much better than yours, Jimmy. Oh, my God.
Yeah, here's some filament. All right, we don't have a spool holder.
I should have a spool holder around here somewhere. Where's that?
Oh, I borrowed it.
Where's it at?
Camper.
Oh, my God, dude. Really?
Want me to go
Okay,
back?
now there's a aluminum one sitting over there on the old Tevo.
Oh yeah. You have to get up to get it.
Don't kill yourself, Calvin.
I'll try not, Jimmy. It's not like I can walk back there and get it if I wanted to.
Okay. So why are we doing a black benchy? Oh yeah, that. Let's do something more colorful because
There's bright
black on black.
There's bright orange up there. Bright safety orange. That'll show up on camera.
Okay, yeah, that's AMC3. That'll work. I just don't want to use that Shaxson because Shaxson.
Yeah.
Gotta find where the brittleness stops because I don't put my stuff inside. No, almost. Closer, closer. This is not looking good. How come? I've never had one go this far back.
Safety first.
Playing a game. Who can hit the camera first? You know what? I think that's far enough. I think it'll be fine.
You do know I'm probably going to vacuum in here while you're gone, right?
Are you?
I don't know. Show me where the vacuum is.
I have to get one.
Oh boy.
Let's see.
If you fight
Did the
with...
chat like that one?
No, we're yapping about feeler gauges.
Oh. Here I was really doing something to trigger people. I couldn't get anybody triggered. Rats. But if I talk about feeler gauges and paper, oh my God. Oh, yeah. Yeah. In the words of the Hodgkins, yeah.
Why did I come out here again?
Because you know you like it.
Why do I torture myself with
Don't even
this?
pretend you don't. You know you like it. I'm going to trigger everybody else here. I'm just going to pick the thing up and move it after it got leveled. And I'm not even going to use any sneaking. Yeah. There we go. Let's see if it does anything. Yeah. There we go. Rubber feet are all contacting the floor here, or the table, or whatever you call the thing. That thing held me pretty good, man. Held me pretty good right there. That means it's going to work because I bled.
Better.
It's going to work because I bled, man. So you know you did things right. Oh, you know what? We need some alcohol. Hurry before it starts. Need some alcohol, man. You got any paper towels or anything?
Tell me.
Dude, a new one. Where's my stuff at? I don't even know if that's clean or not.
That's probably clean.
I don't know. You've been out here enough a while lately. I don't know if it's clean or not, man.
Ouch.
Okay, so how come it's not started yet? With your magnificent file that you put on there.
Gosh. It's almost heated up on the bed. It's a 56 out of 60.
Oh, really? So the bed's still not heated up?
Nope. It probably doesn't help that you were wiping it down.
I just barely wiped it down.
57. It's almost there. You do know that you could rerun PID auto tuning on it. I am having way too much fun triggering it. I'm just being sarcastic. It's almost there.
If only I could get high. That's the problem with doing professional painting for so many years. I can't get high.
Oh, gosh.
I've had so much oxygen deprivation over the years. I can't get high on that garbage.
That explains a lot. All right, it's almost there. It's stabilizing. Yep, there we go. Yep, that's a Calvin start code.
What'd you put for the front temperature?
220 ramping down to 190.
220?
Yeah, so
Good
the first
Lord,
layer
man.
sticks nice.
It's not sticking. Because somebody had me use a card instead of. Let's see.
I'm on the fly.
So how do you do your E-step calibration garbage?
Give it a minute.
Maybe it's just very transparent filament. No, it's not. It's not doing right.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks like it should be feeding enough. Give it a minute. Just leave it be. That's normal for that filament. It's that. Yeah, just leave it.
Is that you or me? No, it's me. I was thinking of Wish. Why does Wish want to keep sending me notifications? This is like the 5th notification they sent me.
Because they want you to spend money with them that you don't have.
I know, right?
Tevo is saying, you know what would make the first layer stick nice? Good bad modeling.
Yeah, with an actual piece of paper instead of a business card. Oh! All you see is your fingers, by the way.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
And a little bit of your hair.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Yeah, it is connected. So.
Yeah.
What do you have for the first layer extrusion?
100%.
Oh, that's why. You're supposed to go 110. 110, 115. That makes it flow up there on the first layer.
Sorry.
What, how long is it supposed to take?
A while.
An hour? Because my file is supposed to take an hour and 7 minutes.
This one's 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Good Lord! What in the world? I don't have no 3 hours to live stream. Oh, come on. That's not Daniel Ray's Benchy. You know what?
You can stick yours in there.
Good Lord, man. I don't have no 3 hours. You can do that as a test print after the fact.
I've actually got a really good test print. We can run the thing after the fact, and I'm not making that up.
I'm fine with that, but for this one, I just...
Okay.
I don't have 3 hours, man.
Racking all that monetization money, man.
I don't have 3 hours. I don't.
Well, that looks like it's stuck.
Yeah, it's stuck pretty good, actually. As much as I hate to admit it. It's actually stuck really good. Ah! Come on. Where's my... I'm trying to rip something of Calvin's off the bed. Why don't it just appease me and just come off? Instead, it had to stick really good. Ah. Ow. I have my fingernail. Ah. Good. Where's Chuck Hellebuck's spatula? Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Ah, thank God.
I think I was gonna have to run for the door there for a second.
That went right under my fingernail, man. That hurt.
That sucks.
That hurt. I hate when PLA goes under my fingernail. It happens to me way more than I ever admit. It happens all the time.
Oh, real AA Ron's having fun with you in the chat right now.
Am I looking like Trump yet? I comb my hair forward. I'll take to Twitter.
Oh my gosh.
There. I did not say anything. I did not say anything. I did not. That was a figment of your imagination. You did not hear a thing.
Nope.
Oh, goodness.
Well,
Okay.
somebody's in a good mood after that.
Who?
No comment.
There ain't nobody in a good mood. Nobody. Okay, prepare. Preheat. Preheat. Let it start soaking up some heat here. Get my fingerprints all off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Calvin's used napkin.
You're welcome.
I don't even know what's on that napkin.
You probably don't want to know. Put it
I
that
can't
way.
believe I just opened it up too.
Oh. Oh. You're killing me, dude.
I gotta get some napkins out here.
You do. So you get a vacuum out here while you're at it.
Yeah. I don't know why I just did that because I need to still turn the thing on. I don't want to get up no more because I'm lazy. I'm fat and I'm lazy. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't even say it, Calvin.
I'm not going to say it on the stream. Don't worry. I'm not gonna risk anything at this point.
Calvin's getting ready to leave me now. Okay, so that card's got all kinds of stuff up on it.
And that's why I'm a normal person and I format my cards.
Okay, that's all I try.
Oh gosh.
There. Itchy.
Yeah.
Oh, no, because I format my cards on time. I'm a good boy. I do what everybody tells me to do because I'm a good little boy.
Gosh.
I'm so precious.
Only one still single.
You like that heavy breathing, huh?
Oh, it disturbs me for all the wrong reasons.
The reason is funny though.
What did she say?
Not the heavy breathing. Not the heavy breathing. Okay.
I'm not going to go into much detail, but it reminds me of my days of taking care of Grandma. I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
No. Much as I talk bad about Grandma, she honestly holds a big part in my heart.
So when are you heading down?
The day that you guys come back from Colorado.
On Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not not unless, like I said, for work, unless there's a major emergency that goes down and I'm needed before then. But I'll let everybody know if that happens.
Yeah, because then I have to find someone to take care of the cats.
Yeah. Which I'm genuinely hoping nothing happens. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking will happen. So
What makes the Pro model different from the G-Tech A series, for example? You mean between this printer and the G-Tech, say the A10, which would be probably the closest one to this? Is that what you're talking about? I want to make sure before I say anything that that's actually what you're talking about. Because if it's what you're talking about, we're talking 4 hours assembly time compared to 30 minutes assembly time. You're talking electronics already put together, good to go, all good in the hood, you know, all that kind of stuff, compared to you just saw me put the electronics together on this, as far as the wiring. That's, yeah. I better look up at the chat. He's asking a whole different question. Or similar style printers, yeah. I mean, okay, you got your computer in front of you. What is the price of this machine? I haven't even looked at what the price is on it.
it's about from Tevo directly. I don't know if there's any shipping involved.
Let's go to Tevo directly because this printer was directly from Tevo. This was, by the way, in case I didn't mention this at the very beginning, this printer was said to be free of charge by Tevo. Yeah, why isn't that going there? Why is it not coming out there? It's almost clogged.
Okay.
This printer was sent to me directly from Tevo. It is a review unit. Nobody changed hands. It was free of charge. It was sent to me and said, "Why don't you do a video on it?" That's what started the whole conversation up. Just making sure. Yeah, it's sticking good. Yeah, I do it with the price directly from Tevo because it is from Tevo. It has nothing to do with any of the other.
Yeah.
bunch of them.
Directly from Tevo, it'll cost you $230.
Okay, so it's a $230 printer.
Now,
How much is an A10? A10
I'm doing the A10 with none of the add-ons.
from G-Tech.
From G-Tech directly with none of the add-ons, it's $230 and free shipping. So they cost
Same
the
price.
same.
Same price.
Now, I think what it boils down to is this is a full-blown kit. The A10, you practically, it's a 90%.
Yeah, it's a 90% machine. It's literally take the gantry, put it up, to put 4 screws into the gantry. Where's that? So I can look at it.
Right there. Well, it's the same as building the
The
artillery.
power supply, you have to attach the power supply to it.
Oh,
And
well,
plug in the wires for the power supply. So it's literally 1 plug, 2 screws for the power supply, 4 screws for the gantry portion of it, and it's done. Yeah, I think it's GearBest, Amazon, they're all going to have different prices on everything. I say directly from Tevo, directly from G-Tech, because those companies are the ones I work with directly. I don't, I try my best not to work with the other ones. There are a couple machines I have done, and I've kind of regretted doing them with the other ones. Just my
Now,
personal preference.
other
I like working directly with the companies, not with resellers so much.
Other Aaron makes a really good point. So forget assembly. We're talking parts quality, build quality, one versus the other. At least they included a spool holder and decent instructions.
Well, the instructions earlier were 1 page because 4 screws, 2 screws, and plug in a connector.
Yeah, but still, they at least included instructions when they showed you where things are supposed to go.
Now, jury is still out on the super plate compared to a build tack type surface as well. I'm still a fan of build tack. It remains to be seen how this one holds up, but this seems like it's got a better glue to it because it actually said 3M on the backing. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Actually, it said 3M on the backing. So they stepped their game up when it comes to this. So I'm hoping it's more like a build tack material.
I think here's the biggest stumbling block between fake tack and real build tack is the adhesive.
Yeah.
Fake tack uses the cheapest adhesive that's not rated for the 3D printing temperatures. So when you go to peel it off, it literally bakes itself to the surface. Those kinds of adhesives are, I believe they're more silicone based, so they're designed to stay pliable at a high temperature. So when you peel it off, it's a lot less likely to leave crap behind.
Now, what I am going to do is I am going to run out there real quick. I think I've got an infrared thermometer up in the house. I am going to grab it here in about 20 minutes. And I want to take a measurement of that print board. I want to take a measurement of all that kind of stuff and see what the heat's like. Because once again, we're not talking any cooling fans for the electronics or for the power supply. That is more so a concern of mine compared than to the wires being used for the 24-volt power supply. By the way, did you ever find out if the bed was 12 volt or 24 volt?
I'm going to assume it's. Here's the thing. There are some beds that are designed to be dual 24, 12 volt, but they're going to have to use the the larger wires for the 12 volt. So I'm suspecting it might be that situation.
Yeah.
So it just is a matter of how you wire it.
So Aaron is saying, try and keep an open mind, but he has to say he really likes the G-Techs overall. I do. I honestly need to talk with my friend at Tevo to find out exactly what their market is for this. The fact that the price-wise they're the same price, but you have to spend 4 hours of assembly time on this one. Maybe it's meant for the enthusiast who wants a kit printer. Maybe there are people out there saying, we want a kit printer, we want to put it together ourselves so we know what the QC is on the printer. Maybe that's what it's about. I honestly don't know.
Well, honestly, what I would love to see companies do is literally just sell you the machine with the motors, but sans the electronics board, and maybe even sans the power and maybe include a power supply. But by not including the board, they can cut out a whole lot of the price, and then people can add their own. Because a lot of people in there end up going in there just tossing the board out anyways and putting their own in there. So in a way, you're pretty much just selling a ready-to-go frame for those who are at least skilled enough or know somebody who can drop a good board, like a Duet or something in there, and you could easily sell the frame for maybe like $175 or something like that. And by doing that, you could literally open up a huge market of people going, hey, I want one! And then it pretty much becomes, like in the model train community, we have what's called DCC ready. So it means all you have to do is you just have to drop in your own DCC decoder, which is effectively like the motherboard on this machine, and you're good to go. And those are very popular because everybody has their own favorites.
Yeah.
So that's a good example.
Now, like Calvin said in the chat, we actually know this one has thermal protection on it because whenever I put that cold socket on the nozzle and had the wrench on the heat block, and it detected that there was a drop in the temperature, it shut off the heating element. That was back when I was first trying to take that nozzle off, remember?
Yeah.
So we do know that is a thing on this printer,
because
which is a good thing.
Because the reason why I say that about the Creality is TH3D, the company that sells a lot of resale products and stuff, they did a video where they took the latest Ender 5 from Creality and they literally unplugged the bed wires for like 3 minutes. Didn't do a thing. Then they unplugged the hot end wires, didn't do a thing. So by unplugging the power, obviously the temperature, they could safely create a thermal runaway situation. And the machine did absolutely nothing. And the guy was like, yeah, he's like, no upsell here. We have the correct firmware for free on our website with the video on how to do it. Please don't burn your house down. Update your firmware. And to me, it makes no sense why they didn't take the 2 seconds to just change the false to true under the thermal runaway protection. Yeah. So that to me is just laziness and just inexcusable. It's not like you could probably figure out how to change it in 10 minutes if you really, really wanted to.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
By the way, quick disclaimer, you'll notice that it's off to the side. I did not change the build plate dimensions. I literally just went in, took the Tevo Tarantula, original Tevo Tarantula, took that thing, just plugged it in order to get a quick dirty profile. So I didn't set the new bed dimensions. So that's the reason why it's offset by, what, 10 millimeters?
That's besides the point. As long as it prints,
closer to 20 millimeters. I don't know. Rick's up in the house. How you doing, Rick? He's up in your old neck of the woods today. He had some breakfast, some dinner up there, man.
Up in SF?
Yep. Or up in wherever it is that they have the IKEA.
Oh, Redwood. Either he's up in Emeryville. He's probably in Emeryville. There's Redwood City and then there's Emeryville. Redwood. It's funny because if you go to different IKEAs, they actually sometimes have different food selections.
Really?
Yeah. But I've been to the biggest IKEA I think in all the United States is in Burbank, and I've been there before. Their food court area is so big that normally they only have one area that you kind of just like snake through like a school cafeteria. They literally have their food areas broken up into like 4 separate areas, and either side is a mirror of each other. So they'll have kind of like the pre-made food areas and the desserts, and then they'll have the area where they've got the whatchamacallits. They'll have the areas where they've got like the hot food. So that's an interesting example. So yeah. Oh, the East Palo Alto / Redwood City one. Nice.
That's one I've been to.
Yeah.
I still need to get a planty. A little plant.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't want to get one to put inside here.
I can't say how many times I've gone to the Emeryville IKEA with my mom when I pick her up from the airport. Because usually by the time I pick her up when we get to that area, it'd be around 4:30 or 5. And you know how it is with the Bay Bridge.
Yeah.
You could either spend an hour and a half trying to get across the bridge, or you could go get dinner and then maybe have it take half an hour at the most to get across the bridge.
Yeah.
And it was like, why not? And then we'd usually grab grandma like some chocolate cake or something like that, make her feel all happy. So yeah, IKEA meatballs are nice. And I'm not a vegetarian, but I do think it's cool that they have now the veggie ones, and they also have the chicken ones for people who don't eat meat or can't eat beef for religious or personal reasons. That's nice.
Got a question though.
Yes.
So if your religion's against eating beef, which can't think of any offhand, but
Hindu.
oh, that's right. Then let's say that you're vegan and you can't have beef, but yet you go to Carl Jr.'s and you buy a.
Impossible Burger?
No, it's the other one. I can't believe it's not meat or whatever that burger
It's
is.
technically
What's
Impossible Burger.
Well, there's two different brands.
No.
The Impossible Burger, Burger King and Red Robin are using that one. But the other one is Beyond Meat. That's the one that Carl Jr. uses.
Yeah.
But it says on the sign, charbroiled.
Yeah.
Which means it's going on the same charbroiler that all your beef patties are going on.
I think that would be an individual case. I mean, and I'm not speaking for anybody in particular here. I think in that case, people would be like, okay, fine. But it's not like they're actively eating, I don't know.
But it's being released from the grate because of the fat of the meat that went before it.
Whatever.
Still a little bit of that beef fat on that grate, man.
Well, you do realize
the fire is being picked up by the juices of the meat patties around it.
Okay, you want to know something? Technically, fresh squeezed orange juice actually, if after you've made it or if you let it sit for a little bit, it will actually have alcohol in it. So the irony is when people claim that, oh, I never drink alcohol, but then they're like, oh yeah, I love me some fresh squeezed juice, they don't realize it's actually got alcohol in it because it's going to naturally ferment to a certain extent. And if you let it sit, they've shown if you let it sit for a certain amount of time before you refrigerate it, even a short amount of time, it can actually start to get a considerable amount of alcohol in it, and people don't even realize that.
Do you know that most of your orange juice that you pick up at the store has got flavor packs in it?
Oh, I know.
Because orange juice really doesn't taste like that?
Yeah. No, that's why when I used to go to the little corner market by grandma's house all the time, and people would try the orange juice the first time, I'm like, okay, don't be turned off by the taste initially, because this stuff is pure, straight, unadulterated orange juice. Once you tasted that and you got used to it, everything else tasted like crap. But because people are so used to the taste of fake orange juice, they don't realize what real orange juice tastes like. And
do you know who makes the flavor packs?
What?
You know who makes the flavor packs that they put inside the orange juice?
Perfume industry?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because the Canadians, the good people out there in Canada did a really interesting thing where they actually were showing people, they had a blind taste testing of juice. And the sad thing was,
everybody preferred the fake stuff.
Yes. And the funny thing is, they went to a mall and they were showing people there's a new orange flavored perfume. And then afterwards they were saying, oh, this is actually just straight orange juice. And everybody was flipping out like, what the heck? But the problem is we're so used to the fake stuff, we don't realize what the real stuff is. But once you've had, like, they would come up with some crazy good combinations. Like they had lemonade made with honey and peach juice.
Isn't that what the astronauts got before they went up? Oh, no, that was something else.
Did we really go to the moon on Apollo 11, Jimmy? Because I read somebody on the internet saying that they didn't.
Oh, God.
people are interesting anymore.
I did hear an interesting one though. I watched that Everyday Astronaut,
Yeah.
and he was talking about the landing gear on the moon lander and the ladder. Because the question was, why was the ladder so short that they had to jump 30 inches to get to the first rung?
Mm-hmm.
And what it amounted to was the pilots were too good. The struts were made with a crushable aluminum honeycomb composite inside the struts. So the idea was when the lander came down, that if they came down with enough force, it would compact to absorb the impact so it didn't jar them around the electronics and everything. But it would also bring the ladder down closer to the ground.
Yeah.
Well, they came down so easily that it didn't compact.
Well, the other thing is, the reason why it had those giant feet on it is nobody knew how much or little dust was going to be on the surface. So they were also predicting when the thing landed,
it would just go.
Yeah, it was going to kick up a giant cloud of dust, and then pretty much they didn't want to make it so when it landed they couldn't get out.
And they also figured out that the moon itself absorbed about 80% of the impact. So it was another reason why they never compacted the struts. And of course, since that part didn't come back with the lander, then nobody got to really study it.
No. The thing that I find really sad, though, is the fact that it's like we built the space shuttle, which, love it or hate it, it did its job. There were definitely a lot of flaws with it, though.
The problem with the space shuttle is, price-wise, it locked us into something that we could not get out of.
Yeah.
And because of that, it hindered us from doing more.
Yeah.
Look at things today. Since we got rid of the space shuttle, look at where we're at today. We've got stinking rockets that land themselves.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, back in the day, the Northrop, I think it was DCXA, was actually the first vertical landing rocket.
Yeah.
So that when everybody says it was Elon Musk that did it first, actually,
no, he wasn't.
He's just reinventing an old idea, but everybody forgot about it because they don't have Extreme Machines on TV anymore, which showed it first.
Yeah.
And this one guy who likes to run around debunking a bunch of ridiculous crap totally dug up that scene, and I even commented, like, thank you for digging up the scene from Extreme Machines that I watched as a kid, showing it was not Elon first, it was those guys.
No, but he's the first one to commercialize it.
True, but everybody keeps acting like he's the first guy to come up with that rocket idea that does that, forgetting that it's been done before. Elon,
I believe in you. I believe in you, Elon. He's a hater. Just remember that whenever he comes up with those autonomous cars, and all that kind of stuff, and yours crashes and mine doesn't. Just remember that.
I was riding in Pooch's car, and he was showing off the autopilot. Now, mind you, his car is not the most current one, and it's...
I still hate you for that, by the way.
Sorry.
I still hate you for that. Okay, I have wanted to ride in a Tesla for years. I love Tesla. I love the whole concept. I want a stinking Model S. Model 3 to me is a joke, but I still want a Model S. I still want to see what it's like to have the autonomous driving. I still want to see what launch mode feels like.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
And then he gets to ride with Pooch. Gets to go with Ripcord in his Model S, and they do launch mode. Do you saw that video?
Somewhere in my phone.
He's all doing a video, and his camera literally smacks him in the forehead because launch mode took it out of his hand. Oh, I forgot Rick hates Tesla. But technically, they are in your area because they do it online.
Read that comment to Rick.
Yeah, you, the one that just bragged around about that you rode in a Model S.
Doesn't mean I've also rode in the Chevy Volt. I actually rode in the Chevy Volt years before I rode in the Model S, so there's that.
Yeah.
I think I drove a train in between that time as well, so.
I drove a train.
I've flown an airplane. I say, planes, trains, and automobiles, done it all.
Whatever. It is pretty nice, though.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. I guess I should put my glasses on so I can actually see what the side of it looks like. Actually, it's pretty decent.
Is
They're
that
supposed to be writing on the back of it.
it's supposed to be writing on the underside of it. Oh yeah, writing on the back. Yeah.
Huh, I never noticed it being writing on the back.
Yeah. The idea is to try out.
Maybe it's because I never wore my glasses and looked at a 3D print before. Yeah, they honestly do have some bad practices. A friend of mine, one of his family members worked there. In fact, a few years ago, you probably remember the factory being shut down for like a week. It was because their molten aluminum machine puked up the molten aluminum and it landed on one of the guys. Well, it was his brother-in-law, and thankfully he's done a tremendous recovery. He actually went back to work for Tesla because he believes that much in that company. Even after getting puked on by molten aluminum, he still went back to it. I mean, that's dedication right there.
They must have planted a chip in his brain.
No, I think they just took really good care of him.
Okay.
I think they took really good care of him. Because if I remember right, even Elon went to the hospital to visit him.
Yeah, because somebody getting puked on by molten aluminum will get the CSB and OSHA and everybody.
Oh yeah, they got shut down for like a week for the OSHA investigation and everything.
Bad.
Yeah.
My main gripe is when you watch like Rich Rebuild's video when he's trying to get his Model S that he bought online.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about Rich Rebuilds and how poor Rich. Oh, by the way, my new EV
deal.
It was an EV speed shop / rebuild shop, whatever. Is going to have its grand opening. Come on out, because Tesla's going to be here giving away free rides on their brand new Tesla model, whatever.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I thought you and Tesla were at war each other. Now all of a sudden they're coming and doing stinking pony rides in your parking lot.
My
right.
My problem though is the fact that from what when he did his research, the problem is everybody that they had pretty much was a subcontractor, and they just kept rolling over people like crazy. So the problem is nobody had any real professional experience managing it. So from what he was making it sound like, that was half the problem, was they kept rolling over people left and right.
Aaron wants to know, what factory are we talking about? We're talking about the only factory there really is. The only one that matters to all of us, the Fremont. Is it Fremont or is it
Fremont?
Is it Fremont? Because Fremont and Milpitas are like, you know.
Yeah. Milpitas is the Dundee version of Fremont.
It's like Prunedale and Salinas. It's like it's hard to tell where one ends and the other one begins.
Yeah, you can tell when you cross the imaginary border between Sunnyvale and Milpitas. It goes from decently classic
There's literally a prison between the stinking Great Mall and the plant.
I'm not kidding.
Is it a prison or a jail?
It's a prison.
It's a prison. It literally says between the Great Mall and Tesla.
Actually, I think it might be a jail.
I think it is a jail. I think that there's even some Siemens in between there too.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
The guys that make the hard drives, I'm not trying to be dirty. Actually, I'm trying to be dirty. But
well,
yeah.
I mean, right down the street from where I used to work on Ames Ave in Milpitas.
I think you're using Western Digital between the two, right?
There was actually, when I used to work on Ames Ave in Milpitas, there was actually a Seagate warehouse like right down the street. Yeah. I'm not kidding. Because there was a pasta factory right behind us that would get rail shipments like every single day. So I know that rail crews can go out there and rail fan.
Tesla wants special treatment here. Not happening here. Why do you get it? They'll get their special treatment. They're Tesla. It's Elon. They'll be like, oh, Elon, love you. By the way, can we have some more money? Sure. Okay, thank you.
Want some tax credits? Want all solar on your roof? Sure. Now, here's
what will this cost me in the way of fees? Oh, well, we'll give you tax credits to offset those fees. And then, but we're going to make it look good to the public.
And then Haas Automation wants to put all solar panels on the roof of their building so they can go 100% off grid during the day. And the power utility down there says pound sand. But we all know if Tesla wanted to do that, they'd totally let Tesla do that, even though Haas brings tons of employment to the Oxnard area.
Oh my God! There's a kid in grade school. One time they were re-roofing above the cafeteria and some of the hot tart oozed through the surface down to her head. She was sitting at the table and you just hear her screaming. Later they gave her free ice cream? Oh my God! That had to be years ago because now, oh my goodness.
They would have evacuated the building before they even
They would have evacuated the building. They would have taken and put the school on lockdown. They would have put the person in prison that had the mop. They would put the company
out of business.
Yeah.
It was the 70s.
70s, that's why.
But you want to know something funny? When I used to...
put some dirt on it. Be a man. Oh, you're a girl? Be a girl.
you want to know...
that's where they were back then.
You want to know something fun, interesting, though? Back when I used to be over at the adult school, they were actually doing asbestos removal in a couple of the rooms, like right across from where the machine shop was, and we were still open.
Yeah.
But then again, it's because they have it all cordoned off, and all the Jose's are in there in their little bunny suits doing whatever they do. But they had like constant air monitoring outside, so. But mostly, I think a lot of that is safety precautions, because what they're doing is they're mostly just wetting it down, so that way it doesn't form dust, and then the filter catches anything. If needed.
Years ago, I sandblasted inside a house over by Silmar Beach. We're talking this probably mid-90s. I did not know any better at the time. This was one of the contractors called me up and said, "Come in here and sandblast all this goop off the floor." Is that stupid black glue?
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know any better. So to this day, I'm still waiting for the day that's going to come and bite me. Oh, yeah. You got this cough that's not going away. Let's do an x-ray. Oh. I think at that time I was using a respirator, which the respirator was rated for asbestos. So if it was, hopefully it won't happen.
Well, I mean, here's the thing with asbestos.
I came out just as black as I could be because that dust was all over.
I mean, here's my take on it. There's people who literally smoke 20 packs a day and live to be 95, and then you got some vegan health freak who dies at 40.
Yeah.
You know, people are just totally different.
Time is at 9:22. Minimum security jail. That's where they put all the white collar crimes.
When everybody shoplifts at the Great Mall,
or Trump's cabinet.
They probably just dump them over there.
Oh, come on, that's funny. That's funny right there. Come on, man. I was talking about that. I'm like, I'm be so glad when they get done with this testimony thing this week. I actually want to hear what Mueller's got to say. It's going to be hilarious. Why'd you call me in here before I sent you my report, you idiots? Well, you said, yeah, I said it. Now what? But, well, okay, let me put it to you like this. Do you have enough votes to do anything? No? Oh, guess what? I guess it's a mute point after all.
What, the thing that...
The guy lives, the guy honestly knows what's going on. That's the reason why he did, when he sent the report, it's like, here it is, can't do nothing. Because he knows it's a mute point.
Yeah. The thing that annoys me about it is the fact that we're still wasting time and wasting money on something, and a lot of people know there's nothing they can do about it.
The next election will happen before they would be able to get around to do anything.
And even if they do anything, it's kind of like when Ford pardoned Nixon. He did it so people could just move on from it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because he thought the guy was innocent. He did it strictly because if we kept on dwelling on it it would have totally poisoned the election system instead of just moving on and dealing with the crisis at hand.
Yeah.
And that's that.
He was a Quaker from over it, so he more like just like, done this.
Yeah.
Become president was against my religion anyway.
I mean, I heard that from what I heard in my history class, LBJ definitely knew how to bargain with people, but it's also because he had the dirt on everybody.
Of course.
I mean,
You'd be stupid to be in that kind of position and not have dirt on everybody.
oh yeah.
It would be the stupidest thing ever. It's like I was talking about my guys at work. We're talking about the rich people. And it's like they live in a whole nother world than what we live in. You know, they do stuff and get away with stuff that you and me, we couldn't even conceive getting by with that kind of garbage.
Oh yeah.
And it's because they're rich. They buy their way out, you know.
One way or another.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's
Money,
a whole nother world.
money talks and money walks.
Yeah, it does.
And it's you know, it's not
They say money can't buy happiness. Well, that's what poor
darn
people say.
close to it.
That's what poor people say because.
And I'm not saying that they are necessarily paying people off, but if you can get really good forensic testing done independently, and you can get really good defense lawyers that can cast a shadow of a doubt on somebody to the point that they have to say, look, I can't make a decision, case closed, job done.
Yeah.
That's all it takes, is casting enough of a doubt to make somebody go, I can't beyond a reasonable doubt say that this occurred or not. That's all it takes.
Look at Clinton. My God. They got DNA on the gal's dress.
It was like
I did
open
not
and
have
shut.
sexual relations with that woman. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. And nobody said nothing about her having a little sucky action going on. But, you know, did not have sexual relations with that woman. Man, you know what? Did not, hoo-hoo.
Why does this remind me of your favorite TV creature who was all like, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, and then like,
I have sinned. Yeah.
and then shortly afterwards,
And he's still on the air.
yeah, and then Jerry Falwell comes in and just blows the lid off the whole thing.
Oh, that's you're talking about the other one.
Talk about your buddy Baker there,
Your friend over there,
Jim Baker.
Jimmy Baker, huddled up in the what was it? What do they call them, babies? The something position.
Fetal position.
Yeah, he's in the fetal position. I've sinned. Well, let's see here. You took it. You robbed money so that you could send a satellite to space.
Yeah. You pretty much just threw money at things that.
Although Jennifer Hahn, though, you couldn't have done worse because that was, as far as people go, looks wise though. It's like, okay, I look over there at what's her name, and I look over there at Jennifer Hahn.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not.
It's like, how did that end up being your secretary and your wife didn't catch on to that?
Well, let's just say Tammy Faye, bless her heart, did not exactly come across as the world's sharpest mind.
Okay, I know people who saw her in action. Oh, put your head on the screen! And did the whole thing, crying the whole time. Of course, her makeup never ran because it was tattooed on, by the way. But she cried. And as soon as they said, okay, commercial break, and somebody say, oh, Tammy, we got this fur jacket over here. And you go, put on a tab. I am not joking. She was as fake as she could be.
Oh, I'll bet.
It's like, ah.
No, and that bugs me because there are a few very good, very sincere, TV preachers for their faith out there. But the problem is, it's all the
junky ones that end up getting famous.
Yeah, and all the junky ones end up getting all the people because they know all the people equals all the money.
My dad was a Pentecostal preacher. First thing he taught me years ago: don't trust church people. Don't trust them.
Yep.
Said, when you have one comes up and says, praise God all the time, thank you, Jesus, God's going to save you, just constantly, unsolicited, starts doing all that. I said, watch him. He said, my very first bounce check doing the sandblasting business came from a church person. And it's exactly how they acted. And said, I had a gut feeling when I took the check, I was making a mistake. And sure enough, said, and then you try collecting your money. Suddenly, it's not thank you, Jesus, God bless you, and everything else. It's you, blankety blank. Why did you try doing that check? Because you wrote a check, and it was, yeah, but there wasn't enough money in the bank account. Now you blankety blank. Oh, what happened to the blessings? What happened?
What happened to bless you, brother? It's
Yeah.
no, screw you, brother. And that's, I mean, and to be honest, I'm not saying where I went was all good or all bad, but it's like I've definitely dealt with church people who have treated me wrong, and it's sad because it's like here's the one thing that always bugs me to this day is the homeschool group that I was in would rent from various churches in the area.
Yeah.
And I have to say, they were some of the nastiest, meanest, worst people we ever rented from. And I straight up told my mom, how are these church people, if they're accusing us of doing things that we never did? I thought the Bible said we're not supposed to do that. My mom goes, I know. And I'm like, that's just ridiculous. I'm not saying that they were not sincere in their faith. I can't judge that. But what I'm saying is the way they were treating us and accusing us of doing things we never did, they accused us of spilling something in a room that we never went into. We made sure the door was locked always, etc., etc. That just rubbed me the wrong way. They're making false accusations towards us because we're the easy scapegoat. Yeah. And yet we got to be nice to them and bring them stuff for their office and whatnot. And I'm just like, really?
Turn the other cheek.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, if it's a misunderstanding, they come back later and say, oh my gosh, we're really sorry. We overreacted. That's fine. Be honest.
They will never, ever apologize because they were right.
And that's the thing
that
bugged me so much. And
did you go to their church?
No.
See there, you are wrong. They are right.
Really?
They are God's chosen people. You belong to another church. You are not God's chosen people. Don't you understand this?
Oh boy, that explains all the problems in my life. But no, it's that holier than thou attitude is the thing that irritates me no end. It's like the whole point of it's not supposed to be I'm better than you. It's we're all screwed up and we all need help.
No, that's not the point. The point is, do you belong to the church? Do you have the same faith that they have? No? Then you are not God's chosen. You are a sinner until you come and you say the Lord's Prayer in their church at their altar. You are a sinner.
I like it how this whole thing is just turned into a
you have to say it, and they all say the same prayer. That's the funny part.
I mean, it's like it doesn't matter where you do it if you're sincere about it. That's all that matters. But everybody's got to make it into this whole big old rigmarole churchiosity. We're so great.
You know, we shouldn't even be talking about this on
pony
the
show.
My subscriber count's gonna go in the toilet now, man.
I don't give a crap.
It's on my channel.
Yes, Teresa, we're trying to save the lost souls here on YouTube.
I don't care. I'm for believing everybody do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Oh.
I mean, like I've said, I wish people had the same mindset that I do, but I also understand if they're not, and that's their own personal decision, and they're free to have their own choices.
Yeah.
I don't have to agree with it, but you know what? I'm still going to try and treat you like a human.
It's like my dad was telling me one time. He says, got the job at Farmers Mercantile. And so one of the guys come down there. Preacher, I don't have to listen to your pulpit. My dad said, I never asked you to. Well, you're a preacher, aren't you? He goes, yeah. Well, aren't you going to try to save me? He goes, no. I could care less what you do. he said, I'm the one that's worried about where I'm going. He says, where you go is totally up to you.
It's true, though.
Whatever floats your boat, go with it. I don't care. My dad had it just a way of looking at stuff that way.
That is pretty epic, though.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
Oh, take care, Teresa. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you.
Your bench is looking okay,
It's
actually.
actually not bad at all.
No.
I can't knock it. Although before this ends, I need to go get that thermometer because I am curious about that.
What the bed temp really is.
Yeah. Well, not so much the bed temp. I'm curious about the electronics underneath. Go grab that thermometer.
Okay.
Entertain the people, Calvin.
That's what I'm always doing.
Do a little two-step.
No. Don't kill yourself, Calvin.
That hurt. Almost impaled myself.
Yeah. Hey guys, tonight on the Jimmy and Calvin show, Jimmy's gone out to go and grab himself his infrared thermometer. So I see up himself here. I'm going to tell you guys about all the issues that Jimmy has encountered here with the Tevo Tarantula Pro. So sit down, go grab yourself a good snack, and let's talk about it. It's going to be fun. I do have to say, though, all things together, this thing's coming along pretty well. There is a little bit of maybe a retraction issue or something like that on it, but for literally slapping the machine together and getting it going, it's actually doing pretty decently. I'm pretty impressed overall. So, what do you guys want me to talk about here? Because I'm not feeling the best, and I'm waiting for Jimmy to get back.
Had to go into my old set.
Old set.
Yeah, where it all started.
Oh.
I got spider webs all over me now because I've been in there in like about a year.
Oh my gosh.
This little beauty right here, man.
How much?
Your computer screen is at 80 degrees, man. I guess we should do it in Celsius, though.
Guys reading in at about 65.
Should be 65 right in the middle, wherever that thermistor's at.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready to shoot this thing, man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a rig in it.
There you go.
Okay, on the driver itself, I'm getting a peak of 70. And then on the power supply, I'm getting about a peak of 58. So, I mean, it's warm in there. The hottest thing is the driver chip.
So 70 degrees Celsius?
70 C on the driver.
So that's how much in
Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit?
Pretty hot. 158 Fahrenheit.
You're 30.4. You're 30.4. 30.6 is what you are.
That's 87 degrees. So the peak that I was reading was 70 degrees C on the driver. So
Camera was 25.
So I am a little bit worried though about how hot those drivers are getting. It could also be a VREF issue. So the other AA Ron was asking me about my train project. Well, when this gets done, I'll try and show you. It's not showing. You know, I'll just message you the images later, AA Ron. What I'm doing.
Your forehead.
Oh, that's great. I'm trying to talk to the people on the chat. Gosh. So the plan is, I don't know what scale you model, but I do own 30 trains, and I have the Bachmann rail truck. So the idea is I'm taking the rail truck, And I'm turning it into more of like a brush firefighting truck, if you will, modeled off the Cal Fire trucks that we have that have kind of like the dual seat cab with the dual sets of doors, and they got like a water tank, and then mine has an area in the back for tools. It also has an area for some extra crew to sit, so that'd be pretty sweet. So that's what I'm hoping to throw in here next is a good test print because it's pretty tall.
Can we put TMC 2208s in this printer? I believe so because they are removable in this one.
Oh, really? That's a great idea.
You did notice that, right?
Yeah.
I still think it needs some kind of a fan on that board.
You know, it's never a bad idea.
Well, we've been printing for what? Nearly an hour now?
Yeah. I think it might be
So I figured it'd be saturated with enough heat so
yeah.
And the room, the ambient temperature in this room is trying to get a shot on something here. I'll just do the table. 26 degrees Celsius. There's ambient temperature in here.
That's about 78.
Yeah, it's pretty warm.
Yeah. I do think adding the adding a fan under there just is not a bad idea. Even if it's not a lot of airflow, some kind of airflow is better than nothing. The blind poured root.
It's 23.6.
Oh, that's great.
23.8 on the AFO.
Cool beans. Yeah, if you're not familiar with my channel, I've got a couple of videos where I show some of the train layout stuff that I've done. So definitely head on over there and check that out. I am hoping in the future to do more. When I say live streaming of design videos, pretty much it'll probably just be me with the microphone muted, just designing stuff. And for people who are interested in seeing how I do it, you can tune in there and watch it because there's a lot of people who are interested in how I design things. Not so much me holding their hand and walking them through it as much as just seeing the process in action. So we'll see if I do that or not because I tend to just design at random times. So we'll see.
Oh my goodness. Did take Beth up to Red Robin so she get a free hamburger today.
Oh, nice.
Because her birthday's on Friday.
Oh, nice. I gotta milk the free stuff for all it's worth.
Got to. Fiddle.
I mean, a Red Robin burger is like, what, $12, $15 by rights?
13. A1 peppercorn, I think, is $12.99 or something like that.
Then you throw in the drink and any sides because you always got to get the onion rings.
I didn't get any rings this time. I just got the burgers. And then she got water. She didn't want to spend out the night for a drink. I went and I got a Diet Coke. I drank 4 of them.
In your case,
I get my money's worth.
I was just gonna say, me, not so much. But
Predator's growing on me.
yeah, I still don't excuse them though for the crappy.
I just wish they did some instructions on the wiring.
Yeah, I'm not gonna excuse them on that. But at the end of the day, if it works, that's the big thing. But it still is no excuse for practically non-existent instructions.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents, and that's something that's not very hard to do. But to me, it just speaks of sheer laziness on their end, which irritates me. But oh well. Yeah, an Orient Express would be really cool. Have you checked on Shapeways or anything like that? Even though they're kind of a ripoff, it might be worth peeking at.
Did you notice the belts, how they attached everything?
Oh, zip ties?
Yep.
It works. I mean, I would definitely grease that Z-axis rod, though.
Is that what's making that noise?
Probably.
Did you see how the bearings held in at the top?
For, oh, that looks familiar.
You know, look how the bearing is held in. And of all the parts, that's the only 3D printed part.
Wow. And the rest of it's aluminum.
I'm actually tempted to take that bearing off. And the reason why is because I think that may end up causing some binding issues.
Well, the other thing is, it looks like they got the Z-axis screwed running all the way into the spring coupler, which is not going to help anything either.
I had to put that together.
Oh, okay.
All that's put together.
So there's a gap in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
good.
actually an O-ring that's sitting at the base of that rod.
Huh.
So it keeps it from going down too far.
I actually just pulled that out completely from mine. But it will.
One's vibrating.
Yes, I'm well aware. The other AA Ron was messaging in. Sorry, everybody wants to talk to me all of a sudden.
Yeah. Everybody wants to talk to the cow. Oh, I gotta get this room cleaned up so I can put those other shelves up.
Well, if you need help, you know where I'm at.
I will tell you though that Artillery 3D with the way they got the ribbon cable set up, that's still one of the slickest setups for just looking clean.
Oh, yeah. And honestly, here's the thing when it comes to the ribbon cables. A lot of people complain about them, but the problem is they're not inserting them incorrectly. That's what 90% of the problems with them are, is people go to adjust the cables while the machine is on, then they arc them out, and then they got to replace it. And I'm like, what were you doing adjusting it with the machine on?
Yeah.
You know, I make it a point to constantly tell people, turn the power off. I shouldn't have to tell you to do that, but turn the power off before you work on this. You know, but oh well.
I don't see any Z-lines, do you?
There's a little bit of an extrusion issue in a couple of spots on the thing.
Is it?
Yeah. But
Of course, you still have it turned up at how hot do you have it?
190.
Oh, yeah, this is my file. Never mind. So I've got mine set at 205.
Oh.
Like price set down to. Of course, I also didn't test the filament to see what temperature it melted at.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Night Rick, have a good
take care,
one.
Rick.
I mean, on my artillery, I'll run because it has the volcano. I'll run filament down to 190 without issues because it's got that huge melt zone.
Yeah.
So you got to remember this one has a volcano nozzle set up, so you got all that melting zone. So you can really, for materials like PLA, if you're not printing super fast, you
What has
really
a
got to turn
volcano?
it down. What?
What has the volcano?
This one?
This one does?
Yeah. If it's set up with the heat block tall like that, that's a volcano.
Oh.
It seems to be pretty standard now with Tevos to have volcanoes, which I like them and then I dislike them. I dislike them because if you're not, you can't get as good fine detail, but if you're doing big nozzle, big print, having the volcano is great.
Big stick no love. You don't like that analogy? What's wrong? Big stick no love?
I don't know what it means, so I'm not going to answer that.
Hit the mute button. I'll tell you what it means.
You can tell me that after the fact.
Big stick no love.
Okay. Okay, in that case, then no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, goodness.
No, it does not have a silicone sock on it. I'm 50-50 on those. I've had both good and bad luck with them. The main problem is getting them to stay on.
Issues. It sounds nasty.
Yes, Calvin, you have a nasty mind. I mean, I did grab for my artillery and my friend Ashley over at Chip Build. I did grab a 3-pack of silicone socks from TH3D though, so I'm gonna give them a try. The main reason why I like them is, in theory, if anything goes wrong, it helps prevent. Yeah, that's G-Tech filament. It helps prevent things from sticking to the outside, but
It's not G-Tech filament.
Yes, it is.
It's an cubic.
Well, it's labeled G-Tech. We all know it doesn't print the best. EMZ is better.
Absolute best is still Hatchbox. At least that's the best I've ever used.
I'm gonna say Color Fab and Protopasta for their respective filaments make really good ones, but you're paying a premium for it.
The MZ3D though, for the price all around is pretty good. I really
They're
like
really
it.
good.
That's still the one that I buy the most of is the MZ3D. They send a little bit here and there, but I buy more than what they send. So
Yeah. So Aaron was asking, does silicone? He wondered if it made any difference. I think the only time it would really make a difference is if you're running into a lot of issues where the machine's shutting down because it's cooling the because you have a crappy design cooling system and it's cooling the nozzle too much. Then yes, it would help. Also, it's helpful, like I said, to prevent gunk from sticking to your nozzle, especially if you do something like PETG, which tends to just like slowly creep up the side of the nozzle and get stuck on everything. That's definitely a time to have it. Otherwise, they're a great idea, but I mean, we've ran without them for years in the 3D printing community and we haven't had a ton of problems. So I think they're a nice luxury item, but I don't think they're 100% necessary. Yeah, Aaron's right. Kapton also keeps things from sticking to it. The main point is you just want something that provides some insulation if you're having issues with the cooling too much, and you also want something that provides an anti-stick surface to prevent sticky things like PETG from sticking to it, because that stuff is notorious for doing that. So that's my 2 cents on it all. What are you looking at?
porn.
Figures.
No, I'm checking out tweets.
Oh, I thought you were looking for all the nasty Russian comments on the videos.
No, actually, they haven't made any comments on quite some time finally.
Oh, thank God it finally got out of there.
I know that Russian trip through there was brutal, man.
He learned more Russian than he ever wanted to.
Yeah, I figured out that Russian is a lot like Spanish. You gotta use the F word a lot in order for you to be taken serious. So they use the F word in any imaginable way possible. It's kind of like that sentence I told you one time that is like all the F word, but it's like different adjectives of the F word.
Yeah.
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 I think the only word in it was the.
So bad. You don't happen to have one of those Built-Tac sheet spreaders, do you?
Sheet spreaders.
It's just, I'll figure that out.
Never heard of a Built-Tac sheet spreader.
An actual thing. I had one somewhere and then I lost it, like a genius. I was going to try and print up one, but I was seeing if you had one before I...
What is it for?
It's for applying the sheet. It's this thing. The decal applicator.
No.
It is so nice.
All I use was a credit card.
Yeah, the problem is those can scuff the surface. This one really helps because if you have an air bubble inside, you can just squeeze it right out of there. So, very funny.
Is it getting close?
Yeah, it's getting there.
Oh yeah, we're getting ready to start doing some bridging here in a moment.
Oh.
Are there portholes on the front?
Yes.
How'd they turn out?
They
Are they
look
round?
decent.
Are they round or are they oval?
They're relatively round,
That's
except there's
good.
a missed extrusion line in there for some reason.
Really?
Yeah. Why, I do not know, but whatever.
I do like the dual cooler on it.
That is really nice. That's the one thing that I do have to say I really like about the Tevo machines is how they have the dual cooler setup. That is nice. That is well thought out.
Oh I hope that front pulley stays on a little bit longer because I forgot to tighten down the second set screw. I see it stuck out to the edge of it.
Dual what? Dual cooling fans. There's a cooling fan here and there's a cooling fan there that are squirrel cage style blowers.
Yeah.
Oh, works pretty well.
It's bridging.
Did a good job.
Yeah, of course, you want better print quality. You just slow it down more.
Yeah. Most of the time when I'm doing test prints, I just keep the speed up because I don't care about quality as much as just checking fit. Speed is set to, I think, 60 millimeters a second, but
Why are we clicking with them extruder?
I don't know. I don't see any leakage, but yeah, it's clicking.
Let me check the temperature.
Somebody's asking versus a stock Ender 3, is this one better?
Never tried one.
Never tried one, but I will say at least this one has thermal protection enabled out of the box, and to the best of my knowledge, it's very hit and miss at the Crealities do. So strictly for that reason, and it stopped extruding. Strictly for that reason alone,
Push on it.
I'm going to say this one wins, but
It's got a clog in the hot end, doesn't it?
is the front cooling fan going? Yeah, it is.
It's not extruding.
I'm forcing it.
No, you're not. It's not going. It's clogged.
Well, knew it.
There we go. Nope. It's clogged.
Damn solid.
Jam solid.
Great, and we can't take it apart because Tevo decided it was a great idea to seal it.
Well, we can take it apart. Just I might have to get a heat block in order to do it. Well, ain't no use going any further with it.
Well, you want to kill it here and call it a night?
Yeah, but let's go ahead and take a look at what the print looks like. Come on, baby. Come on. Get off of there. Go ahead.
Oh man, that thing is stuck. My gosh. Gosh golly, wow, Colin, that thing is on there. Well, the underside's a little bit messed up from peeling it off, but
Yeah, but the print quality on it's pretty nice, though. Can you see it?
yeah, you can kind of see it.
Let's get a light on it there. Looks pretty smooth. I see a separation right there. That's when we start getting our clog.
Yeah.
Right on that porthole.
Well, Aaron's saying we should stay on here and show how we clear the clog.
Well, let's see here.
One, the filament doesn't want to come out, so that's not a good sign.
Pair, move axis, move Z. I'm gonna raise the Z up.
All right. I'm suspecting something got.
You can release it now. But do is just loosen it up a turn or two.
I'm actually pulling it out to see what it looks like inside there.
There it is. There's
your
a clog and a half. There's your problem.
So it looks like the PTFE must have slid up or something.
Yep, so it's going to be a bad connector probably.
Classic. I think I got a baggie of them somewhere. At least it's clean inside there, so at least there's that. Yeah, it slid up it. Dang it. Yeah, you can tell it slowly slid up it.
Yep. From the Z hop.
Yeah, Bowden
Traction.
tube slid up. Yeah, you're right, Aaron. So at least the hot end technically
So you think the nozzle's clean, or you think it's not?
is probably clean.
Yes. The light. Take that light and shine down there, see if you can see. I mean, it's not really a whole lot we can do tonight on it.
No,
Okay, go ahead and pull the plug on it.
let me just.
So what I'll do is I will order 2 new connectors.
I think I might have some actually. I can
Do you?
give you one. Yeah,
It's too late in the night to try another print, so
yeah.
we'll get that one replaced, replace the other one while we're at it, because chances are that one's going to do the same exact thing, because they just do.
Aaron says he has a seller on Amazon that sells those that won't slide. Please link to that.
Yeah, do me a favor, please send me that link, and I'll see about ordering a set of them from them. Because I was going to replace both those, because chances are that one's going to do the same exact thing if it hasn't already.
Those fittings are hit and miss, and then if you're lucky, they die at the
still
worst
not.
possible moment.
I know they sold that they have the clip that you can print and stick behind it, but honestly,
That ain't gonna do
we'll just
squat.
replace it, be done with it.
I mean, if it's a bad connector, it's a
They're
bad
what,
connector.
like $2-3 each?
Yeah, maybe 5 or 6 if you get really nice ones, but they're not that bad. But
I mean, I think the printer's worth putting the money toward it. Just go ahead and make it better.
yeah,
The print quality of that Benchy, though, that looks pretty good.
all things considered.
That's actually better than I imagined it would be.
Yeah. So, well, I'm still in
I do
that.
see a layer line there.
I wonder how much of that.
But how much? Yeah, how much is this caused by that, or how much is from that tube slipping?
I think I'm not saying all of it is because of that, but I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of it is because of that.
Well, let's look at it. It's fine. Issue, more of an issue. Then you can see it's rougher.
Yeah, and then it
And
has
then
the
you have
full
that
gap,
skip.
and then all of a sudden just stopped.
Yeah, you can see the roughness in it.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things where we can't really say until we fix it properly and run it again.
Yeah.
But no, I gotta say, I still don't give them a pass for their horrible instructions. But as a machine, it has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
It's like every other machine that comes from China that way.
Yeah.
The potential's there. It's just the tweaking.
And it's how much effort do you have to put in that they didn't?
And honestly, for this one, my biggest call out right now would be the cooling fan on the control board.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, replace these 2 fittings there. So I think it's worth throwing $15 at it. You know, throw a cooling fan on it.
I might
replace those 2.
I might even have a 24-volt fan I can give you.
Do they even have a port on here to plug a cooling fan in?
We can probably find one.
Surely there is. Where's that flashlight?
Yep, I got it.
I'm pretty sure
You can,
that one right there, maybe?
yeah, one of those
That looks
plugs.
like a fan header.
Yeah, or you could always tap it straight off the DSU as well.
Yeah,
I mean, that's another option.
true.
That's what I would do, honestly. Just tap it off the DSU so you know every time that thing turns on, it's gonna turn on.
I think it'd be worth doing it. Just go ahead and replace those 2 fittings, put a fan on it, spend $15, see where we're at that point.
That's
There's my
probably the
link.
message with the link.
That's my link.
The link, Spock sent it to you.
Ooh,
Nice.
it's a pretty good set.
Does it include the fake Capto as well?
That's only $9. See, those fittings
Those are not the right size.
are not the right size, but these bottom ones are.
Yeah, those small fittings would be the ones that would fit on, say, the top of your 810M in the
Really?
extruder. Yeah,
So it'd be worth go ahead and get that set anyway.
yeah, because you're gonna have spares anyways.
Okay. Cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate y'all. Works somewhat. Quite honestly, it works better than I thought it would out of the box. Did I expect there to be a problem? Yeah. Did I expect it to actually make it that far? No, I honestly didn't. Given
the wiring and everything else, I was afraid that it would not be printable tonight, especially when I saw the one wire. But 24-volt power supply, that makes sense why they went with the smaller wires on that part. But yeah, I mean, all in all, things working pretty good. So anyway, we'll end it here. I'll order the parts, get the thing fixed back up, and do some time lapses with it and see how she prints over some time. And then eventually I'll put it up against the old Tarantula and see how it prints.
That would be really fun. Throw the Flash in there as well, just as a wild card.
Yeah, quite honestly.
Because honestly, I look at the Flash as like the super nice version of this, and then you got the old Tarantula, and then you got the middle of the road guy, which is this guy.
There's Aaron. You have a good one, my friend.
The OG Aaron.
How's the manual? The manual's horrible. The manual is horrible.
Makes you, I mean, if you had enough time, it makes you almost want to do your own, but it's not worth it.
Well, somebody wants to go through like 4 hours of video, I'm sure there's enough on here for them to get it. But guys, thank you so much. Take care. We'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah.